Welcome everyone to the Moist Ski News for January 16th, 2020. Today I want to talk about the new candidate slogans, along with a recent change in the Labour Party membership, because there is much speculation with regards to that. So there is in fact a belief that there is a push in favour of a more moderate candidate, with a number of these moderates believing that this is a prime opportunity to remove the hard left's grip on the party's policy making. This comes after 60,000 new members joined the Labour Party since the election, which is quite a surge. Although it could just be lots of people who finally became legal or decided to be more active in politics that were otherwise not interested. I feel like I've just stated the obvious. Moving on. Currently, there are 5 candidates: Rebecca Long-Bailey, Sir Keir Starmer, Jessica Phillips, Emily Thornberry, and Lisa Nandy. Of these candidates, who is the more moderate, i.e. somewhat more centre-left candidate than the others? Rebecca Long-Bailey has a slogan that reminds me of Momentum's, and is even backed by them, so she is not a more moderate candidate, although she did recently in a poll overtake Keir Starmer. Worrying. However, since she's blundered on most interviews, it's hard to say whether she could in fact appease the unions as well as the party membership. Remember, one of the key unions supports Sir Keir Starmer. Jessica Phillips has gone for the whammon look, but with a very blunt slogan, and has in fact taken the David Cameron approach of, I'm going to give you direct answers except on Brexit, where we will wait and see. In fact, that is a direct quote from an Andrew Marr interview where she said she has to wait and see what the country wants. Lisa Nandy is someone that many believed would have been a leader in 2015 and even 2017. However, in 2015, when Owen Smith was trying to get her to run for leader, she had to pull out because of the birth of her son, which may have put an ever so slight dampener on her attempting to be leader of the Labour Party, but I can completely understand that. She wants to bring Labour back to its strongholds, those that are no longer strongholds, and does in fact blame the party's leadership for standing with Russia on Salisbury, forgetting that Corbyn wanted evidence from Russia before condemning, which I thought was really stupid, but understandable at the same time. Emily Thornberry is a legitimate mess. She put out a rather cringy ad on Twitter. I'm not playing it. I'll link it though. On it she has a slogan. This is her slogan, and she is nowhere near moderate enough. Sir Keir Starmer is arguably the most moderate of the lot, and of the 5, he has the best resume, or CV for, Brits. The slogans are all catchy. They're not as cringy as For the Many, Not the Few, which should have just been rearranged or rebranded to Taxes Everywhere, which I think was a more accurate summation of Labour's manifesto, something which Corbyn still believes was the right one. The people just got it wrong. We know this because of PMQs yesterday. Oh dear Lord, that was embarrassing. Boris didn't have to answer a single question from you because you're a lame duck leader. The current candidates need to win back the support of the unions and the members, and have until Valentine's Day to win the support of either 3 Labour affiliates or at least 33 local parties. The candidates are pushing for people to become full members so that they can then vote for them in the leadership race, which I totally understand and can respect. And until February 14th, we will then continue with a lame duck opposition, which I think then means that we're in a position, and I have to be serious on this, where we don't have a legitimate contender, opponent even, to Boris Johnson for the next 5 years. I want him to be challenged at every opportunity, because that's what I really want. A truly hilarious opposition for the next 5 years would of course be great, but then mean the government is not being held to account for policies that may or may not be deemed popular by the likes of myself, because a laughable opposition takes away and we end up focusing on that and not on what is actually important. Yesterday's PMQs was a damning statement of that, because we got nothing from it. In fact, all we got was a regurgitated line of the Conservatives' management of the economy or stewardship for the last 10 years, and Labour's regurgitated belief that their manifesto was correct and we need to spend even more money on the NHS, which I can also understand, but based on how much you want to spend, borrow, spend, borrow, spend, borrow, spend, borrow, spend, borrow, I'm not inclined to believe you had a plan once the money ran out, which it would eventually. Wonga's in administration, remember? We can't just keep borrowing. Those gilts will be worth nothing, which will put us in a very difficult position. With this, I'm intrigued to know what you think about the increase in party membership, the reason for it, because it's only speculation at the moment, and the 5 candidates and their slogans. I will, of course, link relevant videos and, of course, their websites in the description down below.